What's good, guys? It's your boy DeMarcus J, back with another video. We're about halfway through the NBA season, and we will be awarding players and teams mid-season awards from MVP to the title favorite. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Without further ado, we will begin with my mid-season MVP, Nikola Jokic. Jokic is no stranger to this award, as he is the reigning two-time MVP. He is averaging a triple-double with 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. He would be the first center to ever average a triple-double in NBA history. The craziest thing about all of this is that when he gets a triple-double, the Denver Nuggets are 21-0. As well as Nikola Jokic has the Denver Nuggets positioned at the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. The Western Conference has a lot of good contending teams, but the Nuggets have been far and away the best team so far in the Western Conference in this regular season. Jokic just makes his teammates so much better each and every night. He continues to show us why he has been the MVP for the last 2 years in a row. Now, beginning the season, I was a firm believer that there was nothing Nikola Jokic could do to become the MVP once again. This would be his third consecutive year if he does win the MVP, and I just did not think voters would want to vote for him a third time. However, Jokic is just making it so hard for it to be someone else. There are a lot of guys that I did think about for the MVP award, and I tried to talk myself into having that someone else, but Jokic has been the most dominant, and he has affected winning the most. That being said, I do still have a little bit of skepticism about Jokic winning his third MVP in a row. I do know about voters fatigue, and voters fatigue is a real thing. However, someone else has to give him a run for his money, and they have to start now. Jokic isn't just going to roll over. So at this current time of the season, I would have to go with him to three-peat as the NBA MVP. Next up, Jaren Jackson Jr. coming in at the mid-season Defensive Player of the Year. Jaren Jackson Jr., some people may not agree, however, he is third in total blocks while playing at least 13 fewer games than anyone in front of him. The Grizz have the number 1 defensive efficiency rating since Jaren returned in November. They went from being a bottom 10 worst defense to a top defense, all due to one player. He is averaging 3.3 blocks per game and is second in total stocks. Stocks are steals plus blocks on the season, and he's behind Nick Claxton, who I mentioned earlier has played 13 more games than Jaren Jackson Jr. People want to bring up his fouling, however, he only averages 3.7 fouls per game, while Giannis averages 3.5. However, I will admit that is my one problem with Jaren Jackson Jr. It seems like in all the big games, national televised games that the Grizzlies play in, he always seems to get in foul trouble during those games. However, if you watch Jaren Jackson Jr. on any given night, you could see why he's at the top of this list here. Even earlier this season, there was someone trying to say that the home operator at the Grizzlies game was trying to embellish Jaren's Defensive Player of the Year stats. Anyone who actually watches Jaren play can tell how effective he is on the defensive end, and it would be great to see him in his first All-Star game this year. Moving along to the Rookie of the Year, I believe Paolo Banchero has had by far the best rookie season, and it has not been particularly close. He is averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists on 42% shooting from the field. Earlier this year, he became the first rookie since LeBron James to have a 30-point and 15 rebound game. Last summer, Paolo took the league by shock when he was chosen over the then presumed first-round pick in Jabari Smith. Since his draft night, he has proven to be in a tier of his own against this rookie class. The only guy coming close will have to be Benedict Mathurin. Mathurin may have a legit case for the Sixth Man of the Year award. However, I don't think he has proven enough in his all-around game to put in the same tier with a guy like Branchero. Branchero has been far and away the best rookie this season, and I think we're only seeing a glimpse of what he is fully capable of. It'll be fun to look at how he progresses over the next 2 or 3 years, and we could be looking at a future face of the NBA. It will now be up to the Orlando Magic to get him some guys who they can really build around to be successful. I think Paulo Branquero has all the intangibles any NBA team will be looking to start a franchise around. The only thing now is just to be able to keep him happy and make sure he stays in Orlando Magic jersey long term. Next up, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is coming in as my mid-season Most Improved Player Award winner. This was tough considering I think both him and Lauri Markkanen were deserving. I believe the criteria for this award is all over the place, especially since Ja Morant has won it in previous years. However, I give Shai the slight nod over Lauri just because of how dominant Shai has been, and his play is actually contributing to more wins this year for OKC than it has in years past. He is averaging 31 points per game, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds, as well as he's averaging a steal and a block per game. This was another factor in why I chose Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the most improved player, because I think we are seeing improvements in all aspects of his game, not just on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end as well. He is showing that he is one of the best defensive guards in the league. Like I previously stated, however, I do think this award is the most up in the air right now. You have so many good candidates between Shai and Lauri, but as of right now, I have to give it to Shai. As long as he keeps hooping, and as long as his team keeps winning, I think he's the clear favorite at this point. Next up, we have my mid-season NBA title favorite, the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are looking like the best team in basketball. Once again, they sit atop the Eastern Conference with a 42-17 record and have the best overall record in the NBA. This team, of course, is led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, one of the best young duos we've ever seen, but they are also being coached by my mid-season Coach of the Year, Joe Mazzulla. Mazzulla's interim tag was recently removed, so he is now officially the head coach of the Boston Celtics. After a dramatic offseason that led the Celtics to suspending their former coach Ime Udoka for the full season after he led the Celtics to the NBA Finals, it's good to see that the team has stayed locked in and they once again look to be the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. What makes this team so scary is not Jason Tatum or Brown, but it is the role players. The role players step up each and every night for this team. Have we seen Derek White has been on an absolute tear as of late since Marcus Smart has went down with injury. They have so many great role players like White, Horford, and Malcolm Brogdon, as well as they have the emergence of guys like Sam Hauser, who has looked like a legit three-point threat for this team, along with guys like Grant Williams and Peyton Pritchard, who have been with the Celtics a few years now, and they know how to play their roles to perfection at this point. With guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who can force so much defensive attention on any given night, it is great to have players like this who are able to come in and knock down open jumpers. The Boston Celtics may very well be the most deep and complete team in the NBA. We've seen them battle through injuries all season long, whether that's through the likes of Robert Williams or guys like Marcus Smart. Both of these guys were key contributors in their finals run last season, and both had missed extended time to start the season. Well, that's all, folks. These are my mid-season predictions. See you guys next time. Be sure to comment if you disagree with any player on this list. I'd love to hear your opinions on the matter. Till next time, guys.